Alright, so today we are going to be planting potatoes. So I've got my potato, or seed potatoes here in my containers. I'm going to plant these, and these are protein buckets they use for cattle. It's a food grade bucket. Always make sure you use food grade. Normally I don't drill holes in the bottom. You can see here where I leave a little bit of space, about 3/4 to an inch. That allows it to hold water a little bit to continue to feed my plants. But potatoes, I can't do that. So I gotta drill holes in the bottom, otherwise they will rot. As you can see here, where I've already drilled the holes in the bottom. So what we're gonna do, take a piece of landscape cloth. This is just gonna help sure it drains and I don't get any dirt running out of my buckets here. Don't have to use it, but I have found that it helps. Alright, so we're going to get that put in, and I'll show you what we're going to do and what mixture we're going to use. Alright, next we're going to use a composted manure, compost and manure. We're going to mix that with some of the organic humus. Alright, I would use a fully composted manure when you're doing any kind of vegetables that you're pulling out of the ground. So you don't have to worry about disease, bacteria, other things that are not good for you. So I'll use about half and half here. And we'll mix it up. Alright, I'm just going to mix it up real quick. This is a mixture of cow and chicken, or cow or chicken. It says right on there that it's either or a mixture of. And it is an organic manure. Alright, we got that pretty much mixed up. Now let's get them planted. I'll show you that. Let's come over here. We're going to drop this. I'm going to plant both of these varieties in here. All you're going to do, put your potato down, spread them out as much as you can. And I'm going to grow, hopefully, a big old bucket of tomatoes, or excuse me, potatoes. Once we get them in here, we're going to get them covered up. And I'm going to keep covering them up as they grow until it gets to the top. And then I will just leave them just like that. You'd be surprised how many potatoes will fit in this bucket. Trying not to crowd them, but I think we'll be all right. Because the bucket gets a little bigger as it goes up toward the top. I've been doing this for a couple years. I'm just trying the manure this year. I haven't been buying the manure. Been using just the humus. But I want to see how it does when I do a mixture. These are already some big old taters there. Kind of crowded, but I think we'll be all right. Alright, so once we get these in here, alright, I actually have a bunch of different ones of these buckets, but I've got onions in them right now. So once we get them in there, I'm going to put some of this humus on top, and then I'm going to alternate between the humus and the composted manure. You put about an inch of stuff right on top of them. Ain't got to be a whole lot. just enough to cover, but we got some that are already growing, so we may have to go a little bit more than normal. We'll take a look and see. All right, you got that. And then I'm gonna do pump manure. Let's see where we're at there. All right, I think that's gonna get us. We got a little bit of stuff sticking up, but once it starts to produce leaves, we're gonna cover it up anyway. We'll let everything kind of catch up. That's pretty much it. Like I said, come out every couple of days as the plant grows, put some more on it, some more dirt, compost, whatever. If you're not gonna use manure, you're just gonna use like a humus or a topsoil, add you a little bit of fertilizer, like my other video I showed you, and go from there. And like I said, once it grows or once it gets up to the top, cover it and leave it. And you're gonna let these potatoes go, depending on variety. I know it's over 100 days depending on the variety. Once the plant dies back, then you're gonna harvest your potatoes. But this makes it a lot easier to just dump it out, spread out the dirt, and get your potatoes. It's just a lot easier than trying to dig them up, end up scarring them and all that. But I hope you enjoyed that. Like, subscribe, and keep watching.